So basically, throughout this workout, I had my music playing, and so you're going to have to just put up with my voice. But I'm going to go through a bit about my workout and talk you through each lift and all that fun stuff. So just warming up here, warming up, feeling the knees, feeling the shoulders, just making sure my pathway feels good. I've had injuries at the moment with trapped nerves in my back. So I haven't done this particular exercise in quite a while. I reckon it's been maybe 3-4 months since I last did it. So my personal best is around, I think it's 170 or it's 175, I can't remember. But so today was a bit of a tester just to see how, just see what I've got left in the tank really, and just see how, well, knackered my body was, but actually ended up being quite a good session. So 80 kilos now. This is relatively light for me. Still feeling my way through it, just making sure my knees feel good and my feet are in the right positions. And yeah, I normally like taking for 2 or 3 reps when I build up for 1 rep max. Yeah, that was a bit funny. See that right foot didn't quite land properly, so it was a bit off balance, which makes the lift much harder. I did also forget my lifting shoes, and so these are my throwing athletic shoes, and they're not ideal for this lift, but hey ho, we move. So yeah, 100 kilos. This is where I normally know if I'm going to do quite well, is around 110 kilos. Yeah, if it's feeling quite heavy, I know it's going to be a tough session, but today wasn't feeling too bad. Foot placement, it's not great again. It's normally my second rep that hasn't been great throughout this whole session. But first rep has been relatively good. So what's this? This is 110. No, take about 120. Okay, a bit of a silly jump, I think. Normally I prefer a more cautious build-up. But clearly on the day I was feeling quite good. So 120, see how it goes. Yeah, it's a much better lift. Yeah, anything past 100, I don't like to drop it back on my neck. Like I said, the injury I have at the moment is sort of where my spine, almost whenever I try and put load on my back or on my spine, that's when the trapped nerves sort of trigger. So I'm just being a bit careful with that today. 130 now. 130's always been a bit of a hit or miss for me. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. I just think more, it's a bit more of a mentality thing. For me anyway. So normally if I get past that and it moves all right, I do normally do much better. So it's 140 now. Really been working on my lockout recently, where I've been lifting heavy. I've been doing a lot of lockout stuff over the head, like skull crushers. Yeah, this was a good lift. I remember it quite well. I was quite hyped actually. Yeah. You know, if you do weightlifting, you get that really good lift. That it just feels so good. So yeah, I was happy with that. And I thought 150. This was my goal at the beginning of the session, was 150. I'd be really, really happy if I did get this. So, quick spoiler, this is my first attempt at 150. I did get it straight away. But I felt good. I felt quite hyped for it. And looking back on it, I'm not quite sure what went wrong. I do think that it was a bit more forward, wasn't quite on the crown of my head, which maybe where I went wrong. So I thought in this next one, be a bit more reactive. The legs didn't feel quite as strong as they normally are. So that's why I do a few of those reactive jumps, just to get those fast twitch fibres going. Yeah, you know, if you're a proper gym lad or gym woman, you know, in these situations, you've got to dig deep and you've got to really find that inner animal. Yeah, second attempt to look like that back foot sort of caved in a little bit, and I think that's due to the shoes. It's really hard to really feel the floor when you do land without having proper weightlifting shoes on. These weren't ideal, but considering, I was quite happy. So third attempt, you'll know if I'm really trying to dig deep is when I start talking to myself. So I was really wanted this one, really focused here. Not a bad lift at all. Not a bad lift. A bit wobbly. Bit slow on the dip down, actually. So probably next time, if I was a bit quicker with that, I could have done much better. Little replay of the same lift. Just get you to watch the dip down before I drive back up. It's very slow. Yeah. Difference is foot placement, and the bar was really perfectly lined above my head, so that made it much easier. And so even though I said 150 and I was happy with that, I thought I have to go for 160, because who knows, really. You know, you can't just stop at your bare minimum. You got to go all the way. You got to commit. So I thought there's no harm in trying, and yeah, I was really hyped up for this. And then funny enough, when I went to unrack it, it felt really light. And I thought, oh my God, I'm actually going to lift it before I even did it. But I quickly got a little reality check. It was just a poor lift, very slow. You can see in my legs just don't have the strength in them to really drive up and out of that. This is my second attempt. At this point, I kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I thought, in the moment, I snapped out of it and just got in that beast mode, and I thought, let's just go for it. So I was really hyped up. Off camera, I left bruises on my thighs. I was slapping myself so hard. I was just trying to find any sort of like little kickstart in me just to get it up. We'll see how we do here. Deep breath. Yeah, I was gone at this point. I felt a bit lightheaded on that. But this is where you got to dig deep, guys, and you can't just stop whenever you feel like you've achieved something. You always got to push yourself, and you know, I always think if you don't end up looking like this after a session, you haven't trained hard enough. So yeah. So guys, this is just a short video. Just want to just get posting again. I just want to post something, and because I enjoy doing this, I like making these little videos. Need any advice? I'm always here to help. So yeah. Oh, I don't really have anything to go in this outro, but any advice, let me know. Hit me in the comments, like, subscribe, and have fun. Grind hard. Let's go.